Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel BookFed, where we dive deep into the world of amazing books that can transform our lives. Today, we are going to explore What You're Really Meant to Do, a roadmap for reaching your unique potential by Robert Stephen Kaplan. What is your definition of success? How do you even come up with one in the first place? And how can you reach your unique potential? It's easy to fall in line and follow society's idea of success. It's much harder to look inwards and define it for yourself. However, to reach your unique potential, you need to have a clear definition of what success really means to you. Working towards a path that does not follow conventional wisdom can be daunting, but following someone else's path will only lead to misery down the line. Every single human being on this planet is unique. Each of us has different skills, passions, and drives. A success story comes from this uniqueness. In this book, you will find important insight as to how you can define success for yourself and start working towards your full potential. You will learn about the importance of building reliable and deep relationships in your professional life. You will learn the importance of stepping out of your comfort zone and asking more from yourself to achieve your goals. Are you ready to start a journey into the world of successful business executives and leaders? Success is more than just meeting the expectations of society, family, and friends. To lead a fulfilling life and career, it's essential to define success on your own terms. Conventional norms may offer guidance, but ultimately, you must develop a goal-oriented mindset and take responsibility for your decisions and actions. If you're in a difficult situation, start with small steps towards a more fulfilling future. Always remain open to constructive criticism and learning new skills to stay effective and adapt to changing times. Case study. An accomplished student who was also a passionate pianist sought advice from a business professor. Although he had several job offers from financial firms, he had no interest in financial markets and preferred to pursue a career in music. The student faced immense pressure from his family and friends to choose a corporate job, which is often seen as a benchmark of success. The professor helped the student realize that following someone else's definition of success would lead to dissatisfaction. By setting his own standards and taking responsibility for his decisions, the student could make better choices that align with his true passions. Outcome of the case study. Defining your own standards for success, rather than adhering to societal expectations, can make a significant difference between fulfillment and dissatisfaction. Taking responsibility for your decisions enables you to make better choices in the future, ultimately leading to a more satisfying and successful life. Assessing your strengths and weaknesses. It is easy to observe and criticize others, but it is very hard to look inwards and acknowledge one's own weaknesses. Admitting weaknesses is a mark of strength and commitment. You have to be strong enough to accept that your strengths are limited, and it takes commitment to improve upon them. A vague and general view of your capabilities won't do. You must be specific about what your job requires and where you stand. If you're comparing yourself to unrealistic standards or against people not in your field, you are bound to feel inadequate. Make a checklist of your strengths and weaknesses. Go through a coaching session to get better at what you're weak at. Sometimes you might need to volunteer for non-profit organizations. It's a great way to develop general skills and build a network. Finding your passion's passion is often dismissed as being illogical and emotional. But people forget that the most successful people in any career path are the ones that are passionate about their job. It's not easy to pursue your own passion, especially if they're non-conventional and not very prestigious. Peer pressure and lack of support stop a lot of people from pursuing things they are passionate about. They think that they can do something else that is more profitable now and pursue their passions later in life. This is a flawed way to think because without passion, your career is bound to plateau at some point. Pushing yourself to do something you don't like for years upon years can cause you to burn out. It's better to make practical choices based on your passion earlier in your career than afterward. If you can't do it now, it'll be harder and less practical to switch later. But how can we find out what we're really passionate about? Think of a time in the past when you loved what you were doing. Write down every characteristic of the situation and the environment, along with the tasks you are performing. This is you being passionate and being your best self. Making the most of your opportunities. Figuring out your passion is only the initial stepping stone in the grand scheme of things. Opportunities often don't just present themselves to you. You have to go and seek them out. You have to show your passion and love for the opportunities you want to find. Talking to seniors is looked down upon by some people as being political. There's obviously a line that one should not cross. But talking to people in higher positions about your life, passions, and expectations can lead to opportunities in the future. Opportunities also come from being creative and passionate in your work. If you're doing satisfactory work, a lot of opportunities will pass you by. You may have the skills for better opportunities, but you have to show those skills to get the opportunity. It's also good to have a mindset that lets you look at the larger picture. New opportunities can often be challenging and uncomfortable. They may make you want to quit. Keeping the larger picture and a longer time frame in mind can prevent you from passing on a great opportunity due to small discomforts. Good versus great. Moving up in an organization requires more than being great at the work assigned to you. Moving up requires making waves and showing leadership skills. It's about taking risks and speaking up. It's about standing out from the passive crowd of employees. It takes having an ownership mindset. Essentially, you need to broaden your job description. Go a little more overboard with the things you do for the company. This will show off skill sets that may be required for a higher position. This can also help you strengthen some weaknesses and brush up on your strengths. The tips above don't mean working overtime without compensation or running yourself to the ground at your seniors' every request. It means doing things that aren't actually in your job description, but show off certain skill sets. For example, helping or coaching your juniors shows leadership skills. Organizational leaders often have to do a diverse type of work. Having an ownership mindset is all about putting yourself in a leader's or a decision maker's shoes. It's about making advances through each and every aspect of your career. Leaders must have deep-set convictions that guide their actions. It's good to define your values and boundaries in order to effectively make decisions in difficult situations. The importance of relationships. The concept of a lone wolf is an appealing one. It can be seen as prestigious. The problem is, humans have always been social beings. We have thrived because we didn't live in isolation from one another. We built mutually beneficial relationships that ensured our survival. The concept of mutually beneficial relationships also applies to the corporate world. If you want to succeed, you cannot do it alone. You need people in your life that you can rely on in times of hardship. Networking with thousands of people is great, but a few deeper relationships result in great outcomes. These relationships can offer camaraderie, advice, openness, friendships, a helping hand in times of need, and sometimes constructive criticism and coaching. Mutually beneficial relationships need trust, understanding, and respect between the two parties in order to be effective. These can only be built through time, hard work, commitment, and face-to-face interactions. These relationships also need a fair amount of self-disclosure, honesty, and inquiry. It's also important to maintain a balance between the relationships you have inside and outside your work. Choosing one over the other can be severely harmful to one's career and mental health. Conclusion. In this book, you have learned that chasing success without passion often leads to dissatisfaction. It is important to define what success means to you. Leave behind conventional wisdom and focus on yourself. You have also learned that in order to have an ever-growing career, you must take the responsibility of assessing your own strengths and weaknesses. You have to play an active part in taking outside feedback and self-improvement. You have learned that finding your true passion will require you to leave behind society's expectations and look inwards. The most successful executives and higher-ups are driven by their passion. You have also learned that opportunities are made by taking action. You can be working more creatively and utilizing your skill set. You should also communicate to your seniors about your work and career plans. You have learned that to move up in an organization, you need to be more than a nodding head. You need to show leadership skills by taking up work that is not in your job description. Voicing out your opinions and having conviction will also get you positive recognition. And finally, you have learned the importance of building deep, reliable relationships in every aspect of your professional life. These relationships can not only help in times of hardship, but also help you succeed. There is nothing to stop you from achieving your goals and dreams. It's now time for you to dare to be a dreamer, a leader, and a decision maker. If you like this book summary, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting book summaries. Have a great day ahead.